All right, guys. So I found out this morning that the guy I did a video on a few days ago, well, he wound up unaliving himself. And I don't really know how to respond to it because I wasn't like following everything he did. I just saw an article of him exactly 3 years ago when I worked at the nursing home, and I was in the bathroom. I was so tired, guys. I took like a 10-minute nap in the bathroom. I was working 2 jobs. And that article, it just gave me hope. Believe I'm not making this up. Reading that article gave me a little bit of hope. I can make it too. I could be something. And then 3 years later, it turns out that it's all a bunch of lies. Everything. His story, disability, his dissertation, all lies. Now, I just think, this is just a suggestion. We need to stop announcing people's cause of death. If it's like just how they protect people that die of AIDS, they say that it's something else. Let's start doing that. When people do the unthinkable, let's just say they died from something unusual instead of that, because now you're giving people ideas in their head. When life just gets tough, just throw in a towel. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I'm gonna do when my mother, I don't even want to think about it, but I had to think about it one day, how it ain't really nobody I care about. It ain't really nobody that I really can say would help me out if I found myself. And I'm not looking, I'm gonna emphasize this, I'm not looking for anyone to do that, but I can't think of anybody but her that would do for me as I would do for myself. So it's like, you lose something that's valuable, you do sort of lose your purpose in life, because a lot of us do things. You're supposed to do things for yourself, but you do want to show off. You want to boast about your accomplishments to people that matter to you. And it's like, when you don't have people to show off your accomplishments to, you do feel a sense of just like, no, you don't feel like you have a purpose anymore. But this man had a family, he had a wife, and that's the most selfish thing. That's the most selfish thing you can do, is leave behind a family because you can't handle life. Like, it's going to get tough. Life is going to be good one week, it's going to be bad the next week. You just got to condition yourself on dealing with it. Like, I'm learning how to just coping. I'm learning how to endure life, endure the suffering aspect of life better than I did 10 years ago. Because what he did, it's just like, for what though? Because I had a few ideas. If I was him, this is what I would have did. I would have just ventured into another world. He most likely would have been blackballed from academia. So you know what he should have did? He should have went into, because people didn't take him. No one's going to take you serious as a academic if you're accused of plagiarism or you're lying about things, they're not going to take you serious. He should have went into, because he made some money. He made a nice living. He should have ventured into comedy or acting, and mostly comedy. He could have been like a comedian, and his act could have been the fact, like, just exploiting his situation. All the time he had on the when the media was highlighting his little scandal, he could have did stand up or something and made light of the situation. Because like I said, the academia career is done. That would have been done for. But suicide, man, that's not. The more I read the word, I don't even think about that. I don't think about, stuff like that. Now, it is a fact that he is a DEI. He is a DEI hire. He benefits from DEI. With his disability, mostly his disability. I'm not really looking at race, because it's not like there aren't black people in academia all across the United States and other countries. But he would have been DEI based on his disability. Like, there's an attorney, she doesn't do it anymore, but her name is Haley Moss. She would have been classified in a way as like a DEI hire because her disability. But the people that conceal those kind of things, the people that don't emphasize things that have nothing to do with their job, they're not DEI hires. And like I said, I'm not necessarily against it, because it's not like they're getting people that aren't qualified for the role. They just want representation. They want equal representation for all people in all companies. I don't have nothing wrong. I don't have a problem with that, because DEI people, for the most part, and I know this is like, it's ironic that this guy is a fraud, but for the most part, they are educated. Like, I don't have nothing against people that have education. I respect people more with education. So I'm not against DEI hires. Like, even racist people shouldn't have a problem with DEI hires, because they are educated. You're not going to find them on the corner selling dope, robbing people. They're educated. Now, they may not be the best. They may not be the greatest. But times have changed. People just want equal representation in every aspect of the world. That's all. I'm not against that. Now, what I personally, I would not want to be, I've joked about it before, but I would not want to be a DEI hire. Now, I'm talking about when I get a real career and a real job. I would not want to be a DEI hire, because it's like, I would want my ability to show, and the other stuff just be like just a background. But I'm not saying I'm celebrating his demise, but I don't really feel bad, because he exploited people that really have a tough time navigating through life. And he cosplayed as someone that he cosplayed as somebody that was disabled, and I got a problem with that. And I'm looking at some of the comments. I first, no lie, I thought his death was a hoax too. I thought his death was like a hoax, like he'll just, and it's not funny, but I had this feeling like he'll just pop up out of nowhere. Like Mr. McMahon, when he detonated when the limo exploded, and then everybody thought he was dead, and it turned out the whole time he was alive. When Chris Benoit died, Mr. McMahon had to come out and make an announcement like, yeah, I was never dead the whole time. I think Donald Trump thought he was dead too. Donald Trump and him were like friends back in the day. Yo. Jason Arday.